Folks, are you passionate about democracy and concerned about the rise of authoritarianism? I'm Joanne, Kevin's wife, and I've seen him give everything to this work. That's why Coffee with Democrats matters, lifting up stories, building connections, and keeping democracy strong. So tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for 30 minutes of conversation with elected officials, candidates, and Democratic influencers, only on Coffee with Democrats. So join me in welcoming the Executive Director and host of Coffee with Democrats, my husband, Kevin Dawson.
Hey, welcome to Coffee with Democrats. I'm here with Jacob Rosecrants. Jacob's a great friend of mine. He's also my representative. How awesome is that I actually have my representative in the House? So we're here live. We really appreciate everybody bearing with us. We had a little bit of a technical issue. It was operator issue. It was nothing else. So, you know, the blame sits right on my shoulders, and that's good because I got broad shoulders. So anyhow, how you doing, Jacob?
Doing well, trying to get in the holiday spirit. And, you know, it's like, 75 degrees, maybe 80 degrees on Christmas. I'm like, okay, springtime, whatever. I don't like it. I personally don't. I have to have the cold air to really get in the Christmas spirit. But look, I'm trying.
Yes
I'm trying.
Well, last year you went on a vacation out to Colorado, so you were able to get into the Christmas spirit last year. Do you got any plans like that going this year?
No, man, last year's hard to beat. I mean, we were on the mountain, you know, in a blizzard. It was almost too much snow. But this year, so Robin, I've never been to an NFL game before, ever, and I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. If y'all know me, that's just the way it is. And I tell you what, Kevin, Robin surprised me and got me tickets to me and our kid tickets to the Denver Broncos Kansas City game in Kansas City on Christmas night.
Oh my gosh.
So huge deal. Didn't think it was going to happen. I had no idea that was going to happen. I didn't even ask for anything for Christmas. That's just what she did because she's awesome. So
right.
I can't wait. I know the Chiefs are down. Sorry, Chiefs fans, but our Broncos are up.
You're hitting me in the heart. You know, I grew up in the Lenny Dawson era, paying attention. Well, I grew up in Kansas too. So. Yeah. And they're moving, by the way.
Saw that.
In a couple of years, they're going to be in I believe it's Wyandotte County, and their practice field is going to be in Olathe, which I used to work in Osawatomie and up in that Kansas City area. So
cool.
It's good to see them move. They've been on the Missouri side forever, as long as I can remember, even as a child.
Yeah.
So this is neat to see them move. And I can't remember her name, but the governor of Kansas. It'll come to me in a little bit. She's a Democrat, and she welcomed them to Kansas for their announcement that just came out earlier today. And I love what she said. She said, Kansas is no longer a flyover state. Kansas is now a touchdown state.
There you go.
So
there it is.
I love that.
She's doing a great job. I sometimes get jealous of Kansas,
right?
You know, because they found a way to get a little bit of political balance there, which, hey, Oklahoma's just trying, right?
Yes.
So hopefully we can get there. We'll see.
Right. Well, and we got a lot to talk about too, because there's a lot going on in Oklahoma. We've got some great candidates that we can talk about that. Right here in Oklahoma, we're talking about a crap storm right here at the University of Oklahoma. I'm an alumni of the University of Oklahoma. Same. And you are as well. We're big fans of Oklahoma. We hate to see Oklahoma fail. After the loss last week, which was a big loss because we really represented the people of Oklahoma, came out for that football game, represented the state very, very well. We were on a national stage again, but we shut down some of those people like McCaffrey. We shut him down. He was speechless at how good our pregame show was. And you were there, weren't you?
I didn't go to the game. I watched it though, and again, I was really excited to see what they've done with all the drones and things like that.
Yeah.
It was great. It was huge. We met the moment.
Yes,
but the team didn't meet the moment.
Right.
So,
and we got some more growth, as we knew. We've been struggling on both sides of the ball last year.
Yeah.
We saw a huge improvement this year.
Oh yeah.
And
let's
to make
not
the
forget.
playoffs.
Let's not forget. There were people that didn't think that we were going to do very well because we had the toughest schedule in the nation.
Yes.
And I, at the beginning of the year, was like, I think 9 wins would be a great success. 10 wins was huge. I mean, and then to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That wasn't even on my bingo card. So I kind of think it's like playing with the house money a little bit.
Right.
And now we can build on from that. We know who our head coach is going to be. Maybe there'll be a few changes here and there, but also I want people to understand with the portal situation, it's just going to be this way.
Right.
Like, I know people are like, oh my gosh, we got portal people. It's just that way. We'll pick up some will come. It's going to be that way for every program in the whole entire United States until we can figure that out. And I don't think we ever will. So that's what it's going to be.
So we kind of ended our football season on a down note. Then we turned right around on the academic side, right? During graduation, we hear now that they suspended or removed the instructor from teaching duties. Now, there was no notification that I saw that she's fired or dismissed, but she's being relieved from teaching duties. She is a correct pronoun, I believe it is.
Correct.
So it's unfortunate that that's going on, but it's indicative of what we're dealing with in Oklahoma. I mean, we've got, meat cleaver McCall that is wanting to go around and yell you first on all this culture wars BS. That seems to be his MO is, he's going to bring up culture wars. Now, the thing that people need to be asking themselves, what is he doing? What is the state doing for us, the people of Oklahoma? What are they doing with our education? What are they doing with our health care? What are they doing with our economic outcomes? We're not seeing anything coming from the Republican side to help any of that.
No, we're not. And I've known Charles McCall forever. He was my speaker for my entire career, pretty much until this last session. He never really has been that guy,
right?
But I kind of understood that this is what was going to probably have to happen, because there's a bigger issue at play here, and that's the closed Republican primary situation,
right?
The reason why that's a huge problem is because even if you try to be like a moderate or say, let's go work together or do something that may not be even all that popular, you can either get primaried and usually beat too, because they're closed Republican primaries. So unless you have like a straight up either blue district and you're Republican, and there's not very many. I think Daniel Pay down in Lawton may be the only one that classifies as a true like moderate district,
right?
Then it's working for at least for the very, very loud, I guess, far right base. It's not working for Oklahoma.
No.
And you're seeing that with these ads going back and forth. Let's be honest. I didn't think that Charles McCall was that guy. And honestly, I didn't think, Gettner Drummond was either.
Right.
They're both a little bit more common sense than what I thought. But listen, if you see these things, first of all, they're very, very well funded.
Yeah.
So they've got lots of money, lots of dark money coming in as well. If you see these things, it's because that's what their base voter wants to see.
Right.
Once Ryan Walters was taken kind of off the list, don't forget he was still included in polling for a long, long time there. I think that McCall was like, I need to get the Ryan Walters voters. It works out because he also oversaw, the voucher program that we have. That was McCall.
Right.
He oversaw. He tried to hold. No, he didn't. He didn't try to hold anybody accountable when it came to Walters. I guess you could say he tried.
Yeah.
But no, there wasn't much of that. And so I think the fact that he is now kind of courting those voters shows you the bigger issue at play here. It's not just him. Right. It's a systematic thing.
Yeah. And systemic, the entire state, systemic. You go from corner to corner, what I used to call all 7 corners of Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. You're going to find Trump signs
everywhere.
And he did win all 77 counties. I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves what happened. And then we got, you did bring up Drummond. He's running for governor as well. And these ads that they got, it's hilarious right now because they're trying to out Trump one another.
And they have to. And that's kind of the system right now. And how bad is that for regular Oklahomans?
and that's the other thing that, we're seeing these red herrings that are happening all over the United States now, where Democrats in solid red districts are winning. We just were talking about Miami.
Yeah.
Georgia pulled it out here at the same time. Iowa, places that you would have never guessed, and at least
even look at Tennessee there.
Yeah.
That was closer than anybody gave credit for.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I didn't think she was going to win, but I didn't think it was going to be that close either in that particular district, which has been gerrymandered.
Yeah.
So the fact that these numbers, and I love seeing the other side say, nothing to see here. And kind of like I call it copium.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like if you're trying this right now, be my guest. Continue to feel that way.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about here. Yes, you're right. You're right. It's almost like when I was teaching, some former teacher, when a kid would say something stupid, I'd be like, nah, okay, sure. Whatever. I'm not going to write you up for that, but just, you're right.
Yeah. But the deal is, we've got an opportunity. Cindy Munson is hitting the news, and she's being moved up in some of the news cycles. And actually, she's being promoted now by some of the larger news organizations as, keep your eye on Cindy, because there's some things could happen here. Nothing's set in stone until the final vote is recorded. But the fact is, she's getting some publicity now that we've all been waiting for, and it happened. And it's kind of a surprise that it happened, and it shouldn't be a surprise because we're seeing all over the nation things happening.
And it's a surprise this far out, actually, to see that. And she's been working hard. If you guys don't know Cindy Munson, she was our caucus leader, but I knew her even before that. That woman works from morning to night for Oklahomans.
Yes.
And that means what I was talking about before is her district, right?
Yeah.
Now it's the whole state.
Right.
And that's what she'll do. That's why she's going to be a great governor once she beats these yahoos, right?
Yes.
But we have to have belief. We deal with the straight party voting thing all the time. That's going to be a problem. We have to have Democrats vote in huge numbers. That's a problem.
Right.
There's just so many aspects here in Oklahoma. It's a little bit different than the rest of the country. And straight party voting is one of the main problems. It's one of the reasons why I, being a 9-year incumbent now, still have very difficult elections. Even though I have name recognition, I can raise money now, easier than I could before. All of that, it doesn't matter, because straight party voting, when somebody goes in there, if they choose that R, it's going to choose it for them.
Right.
And a lot do. Now, it works the same way with Democrats too, but I'm telling you, in these districts that are, mine's still red. People forget about that. I am a pretty liberal Democrat, and I represent a decently conservative part of Norman.
Yeah, you do.
It's gotten a little bit
kind of
better.
in the same neighborhood. So
yeah, and so what I'm talking
right.
about. I'm not quite sure how I continue to keep getting reelected, except that people just seem to like the fact that I listen to them. I don't care about your party when it comes to me representing you. I don't care. My votes are going to be whatever I think is important. If we're targeting people, if we're doing things like that, I'm going to vote no on it. I don't care what party is asking me to vote yes on something like that. And I'm talking about anything from gender affirming care, bans to anything that targets human beings. You know what I'm saying? What the heck are we doing? That is not what you want to do. And that is what we continually do. Again, I think it's because they're trying to satiate what I call the loud minority, which is their base, which is that kind of MAGA base. The ones that whenever I make a post, they're the ones that are going to be kind of trolling me, which I welcome everybody. So please keep trolling.
Right. Well, and we got to talk about you just a little bit more. Why do people trust you that are Republican conservatives? Why do they trust you? You're on the news a lot, and you represent Oklahomans. You don't go out there with a big blue cape on your back and say, I'm only going to represent Democrats. I'm going to represent, I'm putting words in your mouth, but you represent all Oklahomans.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that is the reason why. I mean, because after all these years, first of all, going and knocking doors, what that means is literally talking to people on their doorsteps, figuring out what their issues are. And then I take that and I'm like, okay, well, I'm here to help. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're an independent, libertarian, or Democrat. I don't care. My district allows me to be that way. Sure. I truly wish we had more districts either like this or purple in general, not red, not blue. That's what I'd like to see. Now, I get that's probably not going to happen because some are just blue, some are just red.
Right.
But for the most part, can we not start looking at that? And to do that, other states have figured it out. They've done independent redistricting commissions.
Right.
We're still just leaving it up to the party in power.
Right.
It's great. So there's ways to fix that. And once we get straight party voting fixed, once we figure out the gerrymandering or the redistricting problem, well, then I think you will see balance come back.
Sure.
It won't be just a blue wave all of a sudden.
No.
It'll show up,
right.
Democrat here, Republican here, but a Republican who can actually be kind of like me.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a Republican, Democrat, something like that. Some of their districts allow them to do that too, but they're still so scared of being primaried.
Right.
And I guess I get it if somebody would primary me. I wouldn't really care though, because I'd be like, well, I'll just crush whoever that is. But these people seem to have lost a little bit of their backbone, a lot of their backbone. I'm being too nice. It's the Christmas season, I'm gonna try to be. I'm not gonna try to rip too many folks that are Republican.
I agree with you. Care Bear 42 is on, and she made a good post, and I appreciate her comment. It was great to see Cindy on Katie Fang's show.
Yeah. I mean, she's doing the work.
Right.
I mean, she's getting out there. She's letting her feet do the knocking and the talking and all that stuff. It's what she does. And it's what she taught me to do. When I first got involved in politics in 2016, she was my superstar. She did the same thing. She flipped a red seat by knocking and talking and doing all that stuff. So I know the hard work ethic that she put in for 85, and that's what she's going to do for the state. So yeah, it's great to see things like that, to see our Democrat candidates get that kind of notoriety.
It is, and it's fun. And because when you hear about what's going on in Oklahoma, generally speaking, we're not doing good in Oklahoma.
No, we're the example that I think America is trying to do right now. Like I told people that too the other day. I was like, everybody, once Trump was elected, right? I was like, we've already been there.
Right.
Like we've already done all the bans. Like we were trying to, it's bill filing deadline coming up January 15th. And I'm like, what can these fools figure out to do now? They've already passed everything.
Right.
10 Commandments. Yeah. Oh, it's been wait, no, we don't have a 10 Commandments one for the classroom yet. I guess we'll get ready for that. But just everything's already been done. And so how they're getting like creatively horrible.
Right.
Like what's the next big thing? And who knows? And that's the sad part, because it's fear. It's fear that's driving this. The folks that are leaning into this fear are doing it on purpose to keep power. That's what it comes down to. On the other side, Democrats, we try to figure things out. I know I get called a liar. I don't lie. I actually, before I post something, I make sure that there's actual facts involved. I'm a meme guy, I'll create memes to where it'll be entertaining, but it's actually going to be facts, not fake news. And if it is something that's wrong, I'll call myself out and take it down.
Right.
Instead of putting it out and being like, people are eating the pets down in, South, whatever, right? It's just stupidity.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes I wish, honestly, like my Christmas wish would be like, I wish I didn't have any common sense. It'd be great right now. If I was just kind of ignorant, I'd be like, this is great. Yeah, we're bombing Venezuela. Let's go. It's all stupid.
Yeah.
And it makes my eye twitch. My dad had that whenever he was getting kind of, full of anxiety. Like you can't see it, but it does, because it's just like, when's it going to end?
Right.
And it ends whenever people finally get tired of this.
Right.
And they look past party. They look past party and they look towards the person. You hear people say it all the time. They don't. When it comes down to it, they still vote for party. It's going to take some kind of Christmas miracle,
right,
to try to get people to see past the D, the R. That's really what it comes down to. Independents have already tried to do that, but they're independent for a reason. They're not part of the party system.
Right.
I know, what happened with the Democratic Party is a big mess, but that didn't really change a whole lot, because not a whole lot of Democrats have primaries. Believe it or not, we have some statewide this year, which I think that will matter. But when it comes down to it, I mean, I'm always welcoming my independents to vote in primaries, but I've never had a primary.
Right.
So I want to make sure people understand, if you're independent, you can still vote. Like I've had some people ask me questions. They were like, Rosecrants, we can't vote now. I was like, no, you can't vote in Democratic primaries. You can definitely vote in the general still. And it started making me a little bit worried. do people know what primary elections are?
Right.
I'm not quite sure they all understand what that is. So,
and they need to pay attention to that, because they may not be able to vote for a Democrat because there was a mess up this time.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be other local election stuff that would be on the ballot that they need to go to and vote and let their vote be heard. So
absolutely,
and it depends on the district too. I mean, I'm not trying to be in tunnel vision. I'm trying to look at statewide on some of these, so that independents need to stay engaged.
100%. Well, that's what I think this is so bad. Like the reason why I even decided to make a post about it, even though it wasn't really a situation I did or anything else like that, was because I wanted to make sure independents understood what was going on, and how this doesn't affect them being involved in the voting process.
Right.
It's just a primary. And let's be honest too, Republicans have already shut out independents forever. We Democrats opened it up back in 2015. So would I like to see it still? Absolutely. But does it change things that big of a deal? No, you still need to go out and vote if you're independent, Libertarian, Republican, Democrat, for the person, not the party, when it comes to the general. And the general election this year is in November of 2026. So that's when you have to really focus on that. But if you are, Republican or Democrat, and you've got those primaries, make sure and vote in those too.
So I get talked to by some Republicans, believe it or not. And when we engage conversation, we talk about straight party voting, I always ask them to start at the bottom of the list, at the bottom of the page, and work their way up. And don't worry about if they get up there and they say, all right, I want to vote for a Republican. They've already made their choices.
Smart.
And they don't want to overlook municipal election things that are going on. There might be bond issues or whatever. Don't miss those, because those are going to be at the bottom of the list.
Or on the back.
So start at the bottom or on the back, work your way up. And then if you still want to go straight party, go ahead and do it. But again, I'm vote for a person, not the party. Even though I'm very devoted Democrat right now, I don't have a complete Democrat voting record myself. All right, let's get away from that.
Sure.
Tom Cole, he's a train wreck right now. He is the chair of the, I call it Ways and Means, and that's not correct.
No, it's
finance. He's basically
appropriations.
That's it. He's a complete train wreck right now. His voting record has been hurting everybody in CD4, Norman, Moore, South Oklahoma City. Just go straight down 35 all the way to the Red River, whether it be Ardmore, Pauls Valley, out to Duncan, Tinker and Fort Sill. He's done things that have hurt all the people in all those districts.
Yep.
And he's got a big, powerful position. He's got tons of money. I mean, this guy's bought by millionaires, billionaires.
They all are, unfortunately, up at that level.
But the fact is, if we start voting for our pocketbooks, go back to what we were told in the 1990s, it's the economy, stupid. And right now we're in a really bad economic situation. I know that the White House is trying to put out some real erroneous numbers and say we're growing, and basically doing the COVID thing all over again by saying, all right, let's don't put out any reports. We get to tell people whatever we want. But the fact is, we've got a representative here that's a complete train wreck. And
I mean, I'll say some good things and some bad things. First of all, since he is so powerful, I tell people all the time, if you have a problem with things going on, like when they were closing down some of the weather stuff, I said, he's powerful. I made posts about this. I was like, he has the power to change things.
Right.
So reach out to him. And apparently it seemed to have worked, at least in words only. So far, those have not been shut down.
They haven't been shut down, but he said they're safe, and they've still had layoffs, massive layoffs.
And that's the whole big picture here. It's not, you can say that, and then reality hits. Same thing with the economy. You can say whatever you want to say, but reality is when you go to the grocery store and things are more expensive, and people can tell, they're not stupid. When you go to the grocery store back in the day, $200 or $100, whatever, you could see how much was in your cart whenever.
Sure.
And people are like me, probably. You probably get the same things over and over. That's what you do. At least I do that. I have to be conservative with what I spend. Hello,
Sure,
you
sure.
know, I mean, like I understand conserving, but at the same time, I understand that you can't just lie your way out of that stuff. And that's what they're trying to do. And it's going to work on some folks, even though they're going to see it being in front of their face more expensive. They're going to be like, oh, it's all good. It's Biden or this, that, and the other. You can only blame Biden for so long. And if you see national polling, it's starting to hit,
Right.
Because especially with independents and just regular
Mhm.
folks, they're starting to understand that this is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
What is 36%?
Yeah.
That is way
Low.
underwater.
It's way underwater.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not super underwater with Republicans yet, but it's going to start happening.
But it's, you know, it's way down compared to what it was. Almost like a 15-point swing, even on the Republican side.
Yeah. Well, think about, too, all the things. I know they're trying to bail out the farmers, but what did they have to be bailed out for in the first place? It was because of these horrible tariff policies.
Right.
Everybody thinks they're horrible. There's nobody I know except for his inner circle of sycophants that think it's any good.
Yes.
And I'm just like, dude, talk to anybody. Tariffs. Oh, yeah, get tariff money back. No, you're paying more.
Right.
That's where the money's coming from.
Right.
It's so stupid. Again, it's really, 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 really annoying to see the level of people's ignorance. You know what I mean? But hey, I like to think of myself as a representative first. I don't think of myself as a politician or a pundit or anything like that. I'm a representative. It's what I do. I represent folks, meaning I represent your needs, your wants, your desires, maybe your vote, depending upon what it is you're asking me to vote on. Again, I'm not going to vote against people or Oklahomans. So, you know, ask me to do something else. But I try not to get too much in the fray. I have to say, though, I will take on Donald Trump because Donald Trump said he's the CEO of the country, very much like Stitt said he's the CEO of the state. Fine, then I'm going to the top. I'll take both those guys on, just like I tried to take on Ryan Walters, who was the top level of our education.
And you won.
I think I did. I mean, I helped. Definitely.
It was a coalition. Let's put that straight. But you were at the tip of that spear with the coalition.
And I tried because my MO is working across the aisle.
Yeah.
Many people don't know this, but Ryan Walters helped me pass one of my signature bills, the Play to Learn Act. He did. So that goes to show you, and this is before he ran for anything. He was the Secretary of Education. Shows you that there's somebody in there. And as a former teacher, I always tried to unlock that. I was like, he's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He wasn't there anymore.
Right.
So what ended up happening, I had to resort to other ways to try to get attention on the things he didn't want attention on, because he, like Trump, like Stitt, will just either straight up lie, gaslight, or, you know, tell people what they want to hear. Because that's another thing about Walters people didn't understand. He was skilled one-on-one. Skilled.
Right.
In front of a camera, he's horrible. Actually, he's skilled there too by staying on track, like his one-track mind.
Right.
One of the most skilled I've ever seen, like liberal unions, blah, blah, blah. Liberal unions, blah, blah. Over and over. Never anything else. Broken record, which is good if you're trying to get a message out there, but bad if you're trying, you know, I don't know, lead the state in education.
Yeah. And what hurt him, several things hurt him. Number one is he was so ignorant with what he did. He hurt too many people. That's the problem.
Most incompetent person I've ever seen put into office. I'm actually working on some legislation to prevent that from happening ever again.
Good. And I wish you the very best of luck on that. We need to kind of close this down. We're getting close to the end.
Okay.
It's Christmas. I wear my faith on my sleeve quite a lot. Some people will say, well, Kevin, I can't tell by the tongue that you have, but it's there. But I want to go ahead and give you an opportunity to give your Christmas message as representative to the people of the district and the people of Oklahoma, and kind of close us out. This is going to be the last Coffee with Democrats for 2025.
Okay.
The next one that we have will be Dr. Forbes is going to be here on January 6th.
I'm going to lunch with him very soon.
So we're looking forward to that. And why don't you go ahead and close this out?
Yeah. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hey, listen, when I say Merry Christmas, if you believe that, then Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays, that's for everybody else. It's okay. It doesn't have to be either or. I'm Christian. Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays. the whole big battle behind that is just stupid.
Yes.
So enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, and enjoy whatever the season brings to you. And be that Hanukkah, be that Christmas, be that Kwanzaa, whatever.
Right.
That's where my message is. And also, I really want people to understand this. Diversity is not a scary thing. It's just not. That's my gift to you. We need diversity in America. It makes us stronger. We don't need to be snatching people off the streets. We don't need to be with mass people snatching off the streets. That's not America. We don't need to be lying to people and saying there's nothing to see here when it comes to the Epstein files or the economy or Venezuela or anything else like that. No. What you need to do is tell the truth and believe in people that tell you the truth as well. Do your best to be able to see through the BS. That will make you a happier person. That will give you a better holiday spirit. Because right now, aren't we all trying to figure that out? Aren't we all trying to figure out, whenever we were kids, Christmas was so exciting and fun. Now that we're all older, it's like, oh my God, it's the holidays, right? So I just want everybody to understand, just love on your people, love on yourself, because self-care is important. And just do your best to dig through the BS. Continue to follow me. I do that on a daily basis. I'm here to serve. So that's it. Just have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and pray for snow. It's not going to happen. And hopefully, well, actually, I heard Monday is probably going to be cold now, like 22 for a high. So yay. Maybe we can actually wear this and not sweat. But nope, that's all I got. I thank you guys for tuning in. And again, just thank you for having me as well. Kevin, I've known him for a long time. He helps me in my campaigns, and I'm thankful for that. And he also has these conversations, which are really important too. So yeah, for everybody outside of Ryan Walters, Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday.
Well, thank you so much, Jacob. It's great to have you on. And folks, again, we're going to take a break the next 2 weeks. We're going to enjoy the holiday, be with family, and then we're going to come back and we're going to hit it strong after January 1st with our first one is Dr. Forbes. And then Gina Nelson is going to be on soon again. We've got a gentleman from Maryland who's going to be joining us in January. Cool. So I'm telling you, we're hitting the ground hard with Coffee with Democrats. So stay tuned and enjoy. And again, I'm going to reiterate what Representative Rosecrants said, and have a happy holidays, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Care Bear, thank you for joining us on here. I'm going to be getting this shut down here as soon as I can.
Speaking of Care Bear, I saw a Care Bear that was Stranger Things themed. That was crazy. Almost got it. They're expensive.
Let's see if we can do it this time.
Coffee with Democrats is broadcast from the multimedia studio inside the Cleveland County Democrats office. With their gracious permission to use the space, our thanks to the Cleveland County Democrats Central Committee and Chair Jamie Shelton for accommodating our Tuesday night show.